Alright, hi guys. This is going to be my first sketchbook tour. I've just finished the sketchbook, which I actually got started about a year and 4 months ago. It was given to me by my boyfriend. He brought it back from Japan, which is why it has this sweet little embossing here in the center. What's cool about this sketchbook actually is that you can take this insert out and replace it and in theory just keep using this cover as a shell. I don't think I'm gonna do that just because it takes me so long to get through a sketchbook, and I think I'd be a little heartbroken if I had to start from scratch. Or not from scratch, but if I had to start all over again. But without further ado, I'm going to walk you through my sketchbook. I won't talk about every single page, but this first one here is a study of one of those taxidermy scenes in the Museum of Natural History. Same with this one. This is my boyfriend, Mikey, in case you were wondering. This is just fashionable girl from Pinterest. Same with this one. This isn't actually that spectacular of a drawing, but it's kind of a nice memory for me. I was up in Portland with my mom visiting my aunt and her daughters, who are super adorable. They're a lot younger than me, and they're just getting into all of the little kid art supplies and stuff, including these dot paints, which I was very familiar with as a child. Theirs are running out a bit, so they've actually, each of these dots has a white circle in the center. Normally it would be just a full dot, but thought that was so fun that they had those too. This is the interior of my grandparents' cabin in Tahoe. And these are some pressed flowers from the area. I'm surprised the color has stayed so nice. It's bled a little bit onto the page, I guess, but really impressed with how they've held up and not splintered apart, you know? And this is actually one of my current roommates, Alana, but this is in their old apartment before we actually moved in together. These were some kids that were sitting in front of me while my family was watching fireworks at Squaw in Tahoe. They were super cute, simultaneously fighting and sharing this Game Boy they had in front of them. I guess it probably would have been an iPad or something. This is me as a bear, and one of my other roommates, Jay, is a dog, and then their two pet geckos, Scout and Echo. Super, super chill. Would recommend geckos. This is actually, I went to the park and I decided to do some life drawing of these squirrels, which did not turn out as expected because they just move so much. This one's probably my favorite, this little buff dude. Here's Echo and Scout again, and then this is the side of my roommate Jay's parents' house, upstate New York, and these are some sort of knickknacks around their home. This is from sort of the Music in the Park series they have in Brooklyn. This was in Prospect Park. And then this is actually a tourist dog, which I drew, and they noticed me drawing, so I showed it to them when it was done, and they were so happy to see it. Really, really cute experience. Love this dog. This is actually just, it was like a silver minivan or something I saw out on the street from Mikey's apartment, and I thought I could maybe try applying the animation principle of like squash and stretch to a drawing, so that was pretty fun. And then this is actually Mikey's room in sort of like an isometric view. I usually tend to draw rooms from life just from my first person perspective, so this was an interesting sort of like brain exercise to draw everything from more of an omniscient point of view. This was actually drawn in Boston. Here's a bunch of really sad Mikeys. I actually drew those while he was doing homework, so I guess you can tell how enjoyable that was for him. This is my other friend Steven. And then here's some apples from when we went apple picking upstate. Would recommend, delicious apples. So good. And then these stickers are actually from a cereal box that was like marked. It had a Minions themed prize, which turned out to just be like this sort of janky little like name tag you were supposed to like clip to your backpack, and it had all these letters that you could write out your name with. But I thought they were just like really fun to use in other circumstances as well. This is Mikey's room again. And then these are some people from commuting on the train. These two dogs were just so cute. This pit bull was like just nestled under her legs, and she was comforting it the whole time. It was scared whenever the train would like shake or make loud noises. And then I thought this one was just so cute, wearing the jacket and the polka dot shirt. Animals and clothing, just like, they get my heart. This is actually on one of my flights, probably home to California. I was trying like my hardest not to be super creepy, like staring at these people trying to draw them, but they were asleep like most of the time, so it wasn't so bad. And then this is the hourly comics challenge. I ended up giving up around 1 p.m. just because it's a lot to do in one day. I like to take it slow. This is me and then Jude's cat, Figaro. This is a really cool exercise that I picked up from a professor at Pratt, Greg Klitzel. I don't know if he like came up with it, but it seemed like he did. Basically what you do is you take an image and you draw it like as realistic as you possibly can, and then you just try and distill it into more and more like simplified or like whatever, like you just push or exaggerate. And this is a good way to do like caricatures, or to like even just to develop your own style. Yeah. And this is another drawing of Mikey, a common theme in this book. He wanted something to put on the front of his portfolio, sort of just as like an introductory page. This is from when Jude and I went to the Brooklyn Bridge Park. It was really nice out that day. We just wanted to get some sun and like be less pale, you know, like just a little bit less blinding. There were actually this pair of French boys playing soccer over to the right, and at some point they were like joined by these two other younger American boys, and they couldn't really they didn't have a common language. Like the French boys spoke French and the American boys just spoke English. But the mom of the French boys actually could speak both, so she was sort of translating back and forth a little bit for them, but that was super funny. These are all some houses from Cape Cod. Architecture there is pretty cool. This is us driving back from Cape Cod. And then this is Figaro. I was trying to draw him while we were hanging out on the roof deck, and he just kept moving every time I seemed to get a little bit done. So I ended up just drawing some of his limbs in whatever position he happened to be in while I was drawing him, and connected them all together into this sort of monstrosity. Here's Figaro again. And then this is actually this candle right here. This is, I don't know if you can actually tell, but it's a sandwich, or more of a panini actually. It was super, super tasty, so I just had to document it in some way. This is actually my bedroom window, which is right up there. This is, I think, yeah, this is when I got my thicker Poscas. Before this, I'd been working with just those really fine tipped ones, and it was super hard to fill in large areas, which is what I found that I really wanted to do with them. So I got pretty crazy using them, but it's a lot of fun. I really like trying to work with thicker line. I feel like it makes you simplify things a lot more, because I just tend to get really, really detail oriented and just get lost in textures and really fine lines. These are actually some sketches for the shutters on our cabin in Tahoe. My dad actually a while back took the initiative to decorate these shutters, so they have these little lucky barn symbols on them. They're each one is supposed to have a different meaning, luck, or this one I think has to do with rain, those sort of things. So I kind of took some from this book he found and merged them all together, and then these are the ones that we ended up painting onto those shutters, which are actually, they're right here. So that was fun. This is my parents' dog, Sparky. He's such a dope. And then here we are back at the Natural History Museum. This was actually just a couple days ago. Pretty nice that I managed to start and finish my sketchbook in the same place, if I do say so myself. A little cyclical. Just finished it off with a sloth bear peeking around the corner. And then these are some just really quick 12, 10, and 5-second elephants. It's this fun game that Jay and Jude came up with. But yeah, that is my sketchbook. Thanks for watching.